Houston Outlaws versus the London Spitfire, a true Cinderella story for London Rose coming into the tournament, and so he framed it perfectly. They're playing with house money. A boop from Lastro, no environmental kills. That was the longest beat I've ever seen. Avril from the top ropes. Continuing Rush is also going to get launched down. It's a nice little position, but the entirety of the Spitfire just running head first into Pelican's Death Blossom. He cleans him up, sweeps him under the rug, and that'll be Outlaws flipping the point.
These sightlines are going to be pretty hard to come by as the overclock too. You don't want to step in front of that. Yeah, but
there's a Death Blossom coming out from the London Spitfire, but Houston Outlaws cleaning him up with ease. And now we're in a situation where London put over that choke with a bubble. Good senior rushes for both teams too, overlaying each other pretty much, and there's both beats. Pelican didn't receive that over health, and Dante actually takes the brunt of the damage from the London Spitfire. We're looking at nearly last fight territory for the Outlaws as they do end up falling down, and 75% with an overclock and Hardy having the primal, the same thing, but it's a trading of primal rages as Lastro falls. Sparker diving head first into the front line. The Outlaws bombing that overclock, but Pelican matches him with a Death Blossom. Double kill on the DPS. Outlaws find that fight, they find the camp, and they might just find this round. They are hunting for someone. They do, they find Landon at the very end. There is the team kill comes in, and London, they have one ultimate online, but can anybody get back? Doesn't look like it. Landon was there. Backbone forced, used that Wraith form, and Sparker's already dead. Merit is the distraction. Creative's the one you have to look out for. The beat has been laid down. Houston are just going to force their way onto the point. No chance for Apple to escape there. I mean, Hardy creates a lot of space with that Primal Rage, but you're not looking at giant kills with the Primal Rage, unless you're someone like Gushway, of course. Houston Outlaws will gain control once again. Just that beat advantage turned it. They're going to be able to get the touch, but they still have to deal with Sparker. A Casino Rush on the point, giving every ability haste plus that beat. Dante jumps to his death once again, and the overwhelming support ultimates from the London Spitfire. Outlaws cannot deal with it. I mean, Merit's gotten 2 kills, but can he touch? No. The London Spitfire tying up control.
That was...
The rest of Outlaws have to make this fight worth it, as they've already invested quite a bit. But Pelican eventually gets focused down by the rest of the London Spitfire, and now Outlaws making a real reset.
Oh, that was such unfortunate timing as well. You saw like Pelican's Wraith form trying to stall out the capture, but
what is that?
Man,
hunting for heads to put on his mantelpiece. Oh, Merit challenging him a little bit there. Don't know how Lastro died to a Winston. I know how Merit died though. He got Goodmastop. Hardy with a double kill with the Primal Rage. I love how I spoke about that earlier. Oh, you don't see too many kills of Primal. Oh, well. 10% away, and Spitfire fighting a 4v5.
Yeah, this is going to be a really rough one because Admiral's going to have to come back, but someone's got to touch.
Admiral's got the beat if they can survive, but no one touches. Hardy doesn't get on the point in time, and the Houston Outlaws will take map number 1.
Wow.
Not often you see picks, but when you do, it's pretty nasty.
You'll see that Winston's right now, especially just kind of use that secondary fire before they really jump into competition. For Hardy getting really low though. Merit totally capitalizing on that.
Look at that. London Spitfire getting herded like sheep in a sheepdog.
Pelican though, racing away.
Yeah, it look like they want to chase that. But the Houston Outlaws are ready for this. Look at Merit just playing up to Hardy. Hardy focused down again. God, they have a vendetta against Hardy right now. And his fight is over. It is very done. Although Lastro does fall, Backbone, okay. You can find anything more, it doesn't look like it. I mean, with your Kiriko alive, like, yeah, you can Suzu once, but there's way too much to chunk through. Hardy have a lot of gas in their tank. Pelican looking for the backline. They do receive the beats, and Pelican lets it loose. A lot of damage done, but no kills just yet. At least Sparker is dead, and Backbone does end up getting killed by Creative. And somehow, someway, the Outlaws are still staying in this fight, regardless of being down a person so early on.
Wow, I mean, they had to invest basically everything that they had that felt like they would be able to get that opportunity, and so you could see it.
There they go. Avril, if he lets this beat loose early, they could be in trouble. Outlaws just need to survive now. They got to stop this pressure coming in. But look at Outlaws, they're just going straight to the back line. Pelican just delivered 0 service fee on that Death Blossom as he sends Avril to the Shadow Realm. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds to go as Merit has still got an overclock. Hardy is gone, and so are the rest of the Spitfire. What a perfectly timed engagement there from the Houston Outlaws. The London Spitfire, how they want to play this, because Hardy, more than willing, almost every single time jumps off cooldown just to go in. Wow. Merit is also just on another level right now with these railguns. Very hard to deal with a good Sojourn that is online. Can he find a mark? Doesn't look like it. Dante just separating the rest of the team, and Merit gets a free shot on Backbone. This is disaster right now for London Spitfire. They are just not winning these neutral fights.
No, I mean, Landon's going to get a pick onto Pelican here, and so maybe that is going to allow Spitfire to come back with this refill.
Beat comes down for the Spitfire, but Outlaws are holding on to theirs. Still to the last couple of moments. This is the ult we wanted to see from Backbone, but it's instantly shut down by Merit. There's 25 seconds to go, and the London Spitfire are getting torn apart. Hardy coming alive, though, at the very end here, with Creative and Merit falling to his hands. Landon getting chased down. A miniature health pack is picked up, but the Houston Outlaws still piling on this pressure. Hardy and Apple eventually kill them, but in OT, he's kind of ignoring him right now, pinning the rest of London Spitfire behind that gate. Hardy may be creating space with that ultimate rose, but it's not getting too much work done. Finally, the London Spitfire finds somebody, but just the unrelenting aggression from Dante is going to at least net them a few kills. It's a 1v2, Backbone versus Pelican and Landon. It's going to be the team with the support that survives.
Pelican? This is going to be a rough one for London Spitfire to overcome.
Yeah, and they have high ground as well. Rose Backbone trying to pull a Pelican, but Pelican's quicker on the trigger. Sparker and April dead. Backbone jumps in, does get one kill, but this could be too little too late. Wraithform used, and now you're staring down the barrel of the double six shooters, Houston Outlaws. All they need to do now is wipe Hardy, and they're good to go. Overtime ticking down, and Outlaws sitting on match point.
What a dominant performance from Houston Outlaws on Eichenwalde, and this was London.
Now it's just a fight over the payload. What Sojourn can click ahead quicker. These leaps from the Winstons, they are on such short cooldowns anyway. Speaking of headshots, there's one on Dante. Both teams losing their Winstons, but an early beat from the London Spitfire might just signal their doom. Lastro once again waiting for that overhelp from London to just dissipate before he just charges back in. And of course it's Merit in the kill. All right, early Kitsune rush from the Houston Outlaws. Spitfire, there's one nowhere to be seen. Just an overwhelming force from Outlaws. I mean, the Kitsune rush is almost a press Q and win button. And there's the W, or at least half of one. You've got to... Stops a lot of that damage coming through from Merit, but he's still claiming heads. A nice headshot onto Landon. And now Spitfire don't have too much healing to really repair the wounds. The Houston Outlaws backing up, though. They recognize Hardy in the prime was a hard target to take down, but a quick re-engage. A Kitsune rush on the point, and 0.38 meters to go. Hardy, not long for the world, and neither's the rest of the London Spitfire. The payload reaches that third point with time to spare. Super difficult. Hardy's trying to help him out, trying to pop people back into Backbone to try and get some sort of Death Blossom damage in. Doesn't look like you're going to need it. Oh, you're going to do it anyway. Backbone with a 3K, why not? Hardy's setting that one up with the Primal. 60 seconds to go. The first checkpoint is going to be theirs.
Yeah, I mean, this was London really putting emphasis onto making...
For the Spitfire.
Right, Wraithform used here by Backbone, but that means that he's got to get into a position.
Apple's dead. Death Blossom comes out. Overtime ticket down, and London don't touch. The Houston Outlaws are going to 3-0 the London Spitfire, guaranteeing them the third seed going into tomorrow. What a series from Outlaws. Another clean sweep of a game. 2 series back-to-back that we thought would be pretty damn...